Oh my stars and garters. I could not imagine. I could never have predicted this. Jerry Nadler is accusing Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib of anti-Semitism. Wow. Who could have seen this coming? As of August 24th, today, a Democrat is accusing squad members of being anti-Semites. Huh, imagine my shock. Here's a story from the Daily Wire. Ilhan Omar fires back at Jerry Nadler after the senior Democrat accused her and fellow squad member of Rashida Tlaib of anti-Semitism. They say, Ilhan Omar has fired back. Oh, we just read that. Why do they always repeat the title as the first sentence? You don't need to do that. Omar's remarks on Friday appeared to be in response to Nadler's tweet, accusing both the squad members and Trump of spreading anti-Semitism. Okay. He included Trump. All right. So it's okay. It's okay. No. In reality, this is partly what Trump wants, right? We know that Trump has been propping up the squad because nobody likes them. What I mean when I say nobody, I mean the majority of Democrats do not hold them a favorable view. At least that's what I've seen from the data. Could be wrong. But they have like a fractured group of people around the country, not even their own, like they don't even get a majority of their own top donations from their own districts. Quote, "The growing anti-Semitism in our political dialogue is repugnant," Nadler tweeted. "Real Donald Trump's comments about disloyalty are a vicious and dangerous anti-Semitic trope, and the Carlos Ladov cartoon forwarded by Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar can surely be read for its vile underlying message." Omar, a Minnesota Democrat, responded in a tweet. "It is sickening to watch people make false equivalences between the open bigotry and hatred of this president and progressives." Well, there it is. I can't. Oh my, you know what, man? You were warned. All right, Democrats were warned. And this is the big takeaway right now from everything I'm experiencing with the event I'm trying to put on with this. It's very obvious. The far left is trying to crush the moderates. The people who are regular, rational individuals who are trying to have a rational debate. Many of the liberals I know aren't paying attention anymore. They're not even, and they sometimes act like they are, and it's so frustrating when they're like, "Well, you know, I sometimes catch the news." And it's like, no, you don't. Just stop. Just tell me straight up, you don't care anymore. You're gone. You've left this fight to the few of us moderate liberal types. You've left us alone, and now we're facing off with far left, identitarian, socialist, insane people who are anti-Semitic. And then you can see that, you know, look, the Democrats that are still in, most of them are more moderate, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens because I think it's fair to point out these people, you know, the squad, their support base is fractured. We'll see if they win again, but it's getting bad. Now, before we read on, make sure you head over to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address. But seriously, share this video if you think it's good. I honestly feel like if I wasn't asking you to do that, my channels would be dead. Just because the deranking and you know, it is what it is. Like, viewership is down for a lot of channels. Every independent commentator is being hit. And maybe it's the end. Maybe YouTube commentary will be over soon. But I guess we'll see. I'll keep doing it so long as you guys, you know, think the videos are worth sharing. So here we have the two tweets. Jerry Nadler, I'm so shocked that the Democrats are experiencing this internal clash. Donald Trump called out the squad. I gotta stop. Have you guys seen the Simpsons thing? Wow. I wasn't planning on bringing up a video about it, but this is a really good point to interject here, you know, right now with this ongoing feud between the Democrats and all that. The Simpsons did a parody, I guess, of West Side Story, where the squad, like, chase after Trump, like, yelling at him, and Trump's cowering, and then the 2020 Democrats start doing, like, a dance or something, and it is the cringiest, most awful thing I've ever seen. And I think it shows exactly, look, the mainstream, these celebrity types, the media people, think the squad is popular. They're not. On Twitter, maybe, but making a video like that, everyone hated it. It was so awful. Listen, man, when you've got the Democrats like Nadler and Pelosi, and even Trump, calling them out for being anti-Semites, why are you defending them? Why is anyone defending them? You know what? Whatever. There is a growing fringe far left in this country that are getting out of control, and people need to speak up. Because when we don't, these people gain ground, and they are nuts. They are anti-Semites. They are racists. They believe in insane policies that make no sense. So, you know, I think Trump's going to win 2020, but let's keep reading. Donald Trump has spent his whole life targeting minority communities. I'm sorry, that's just not true. Didn't Trump win like some award or something for civil rights? You can criticize him for being boorish and crass, but this certainly doesn't make sense. That's from Omar. Promoting hate against blacks, immigrants, Muslim, Latinx, seriously? Well, the Latinx. Women, people with disabilities, and Jewish Americans. Nadler, in his criticism of Omar and Tlaib, cited a cartoon that the two freshman Democrats shared on Instagram. The cartoon depicted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu silencing Tlaib by putting his hand over her mouth, and Trump doing the same gesture to Omar, and referenced a recent controversy over a planned visit to Israel by the two Democrats. Except in their itinerary, they said they were going to Palestine, not Israel, so you can understand there's a bit of a contention here. The cartoon creator, Carlos Latuf, has a history of creating images that have drawn accusations of anti-Semitism. Israel denied Omar a visa, but granted Tlaib permission to visit her grandmother in the West Bank, though Tlaib rejected the offer, claiming it came with unspecified restrictions. No, it wasn't unspecified. Rashida Tlaib, in a letter, asked if she could go, and she would not preach BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions of Israel. And then after they said, okay, you're good, she came out and said, no, I refuse these restrictions. Like, wait. What was the point of all that? Now, it's fair to say maybe she changed her mind, but come on, man. Have a little bit more tact and think ahead before you do these things. If you're going to send a letter agreeing to something, come on. And then coming out, turning around. So this is the photo, and apparently the writer has made some extremely controversial cartoons in the past. Ilhan Omar posted this and says, the more they try to silence our voices rise. The more they try to silence us, our voices rise. The more they try to weaken us, the stronger we become. The more they try to discredit us, the truth prevails. And you know what the problem is? Trump wants this to happen. Because this is all the focus the Democrats are getting. Name a Democrat outside of the squad. Most people can't. No, for real. There are so many Democrats in Congress, and you might hear their name for the first time and be like, never heard of that person. But you've heard of the squad probably, and Trump knows it, and he wants them to be front and center so that when it comes time to vote in the midterms, all people will be thinking is, these people are nuts. And people vote party lines. Trump wants moderates to see this. And as I've pointed out in several videos, the Harris X poll shows moderates, independent voters, are more concerned the Democrats are going far left than they are concerned the Republicans are going far right. So Trump knows he's winning. He's willing to take that hit to his own personal approval rating or whatever if it means the Republicans make gains in 2020. They say Nadler, who is Jewish, also referred in his tweet to Trump's remark saying Jewish people who voted for Democrats were showing a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. Now, I think it's fair to point out, if you want to say that Rashida Tlaib was talking about dual loyalty when she said these politicians don't know who their, where their loyalties lie or something like that, then I think Trump, it's fair to criticize Trump in a similar way. However, I've taken the position that it's more like what I call crop dusting anti-Semitism, meaning it's not overtly, but it's close to it. Like you're like when the plane gets real close to the ground but doesn't actually touch it. Like, yeah, almost there, buddy. And I think it's worthy of criticism because we can't play a game where we're going to criticize one person for saying dual loyalty and not Trump. Disloyalty may be a bit different. I guess the question is, who is he loyal to? And the issue may be to America and its allies, but I kind of don't see it here for the most part, but I look, if it's not up to me who's offended. If somebody's upset about it, I mean, whatever. Let's read on. Trump clarified his remark the following day, saying, you vote for a Democrat, you're being very disloyal to Jewish people, and you're being very disloyal to Israel. So it's actually an inversion. It sounds like Trump saying you should support Israel, not that you shouldn't, whereas Rashida Tlaib said you shouldn't. So, yeah, I gotta admit, it's all very confusing. And so you know what? You take your opinion. I'm gonna slowly walk back from this one quite confused. In her first interview since declining Israel's invitation to visit her grandmother in the West Bank, Tlaib attacked Trump as a white supremacist. Oh heavens, like Trump hasn't been called that 750 million times. It's been very clear to me, especially this last week, that he's scared of us. No, you don't get it. He's making you dance like puppets. He wants you front and center. Look, when every single news outlet can say the same thing, Trump is distracting us and he wants them front and center to anger moderate voters, why would you think he's scared of you? Oh my, these people are playing his game. You know what, man? You can call it 4D chess, you can call it whatever you want, but Trump has a strategy. Maybe it's not his personally, I don't know. The point is, it's working. Here we go again. Another story about Democrats in turmoil fighting, and it's the squad. And it's the squad. Like clockwork. They say something and do something offensive, and the Democrats call them out. And Trump highlights this, and there you go. There, he highlights the anti-Semitism, and they're playing his game. Who are people going to vote for come the midterms? I'll give you my final thought on this, because I can only say it so many times. Imagine my shock. Oh, the Democrats are calling the squad anti-Semitic, right? Imagine my shock. Trump supporters didn't come out in the midterms, and they're going to come out in 2020. And that's why they're scared that the Congress will fall back to the Republicans. And that's part of the plan. And the squad doesn't seem to care at all. They have very little support from their own districts. So, you know what? We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll get reelected. I don't know. Maybe the Republicans will take back the House. We'll see. We'll see. But color me surprised. That's sarcasm, by the way. Is anyone really shocked by this? I got a couple more segments coming up for you in a few minutes. Stick around, and I will see you shortly.